Hello everyone, I am Mr. Aaron from Guitar Totality, conducting yet another guitar analysis video by utilizing a guitar waveform spectrogram. This time, we have the Giacomo Turra Victim Shred Collab, also known as Slapocalypse Reborn, found on Charles Berthoud's YouTube channel. This is quite significant, as this collab video showcases 7 of Giacomo Turra's victims of plagiarism, as well as Charles Berthoud and Danny Sapko on bass. There is much to analyze, yet I will be as efficient as I can while providing us with enough material to answer the question: are these guitarists real, fake, or unreal? You may be surprised with the results, as I will provide proof in the analysis of Jack Gardiner, Alex Hutchings, Charles Berthoud, Danny Sapko, Kahil Ferraris, Marco Baldi, Ben Romano, Tom Quayle, and Peter Luha. 4 of these guitarists I will analyze in this video. Watch for part 2, which includes the rest. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video to others. Also, if you know of any guitar performances you would have me analyze as to the authenticity of guitar kung fu ability, place your suggestions in the comments. Now then, let's get right to it. In order to hear the audio and see the guitar waveform spectrogram in full detail, I will be slowing down the tempo of all performance clips in this Slapocalypse. First up, we have Jack Gardiner. Let's take a look and listen. This waveform spectrogram on the bottom here is Jack Gardiner's guitar melody. Here we go. Now then, take a look at Jack Gardiner's guitar melody. Notice the distance between each note played in time, from left to right. Here is a note played with less articulation than some of these other notes. We can see by this spectrogram that all of these notes vary in time span distance, even though they all are groups of tuplets. If this was MIDI quantized, all of the notes would be pixel precise in time distance. Jack concludes his phrase with a string bend, indicated by an ascending held note. So then, is Jack Gardiner a fake, real, or unreal guitarist? According to this guitar clip, Jack Gardiner is a real guitarist. Nice work, Jack. Next up, we have Alex Hutchings. Let's take a look and listen. Remember, the guitar melody of Alex Hutchings is on the bottom. Here we go. Now then, these sequences of shorter notes are tuplets. Notice that the time span varies in distance for each note. These notes with a much wider span are not tuplets. The sequences of tuplets and not tuplets create variety in rhythm. The very fine variety in note span is due to the natural human flow of performance. Again, a quantized guitar would have all the tuplets snapped to a pixel of precision in timing span. So then, is Alex Hutchings a fake, real, or unreal guitarist? Based on these findings, like Luke Skywalker turning off his targeting computer and using the Force to destroy the Death Star, Alex Hutchings has shown that quantizing guitar to a matrix grid has no place in his fluid groove. Alex Hutchings is a real guitarist. Good effort, Alex. Next up, we have the Slapocalypse arranger himself, Charles Berthoud. Let's take a look and listen. Charles Berthoud's bass is located in the middle waveform spectrogram. Here we go. Now then, notice that the bass comes in a fraction of a second before beat 1 of the measure. We can compare the bass in the middle to the guitar on bottom. See the guitar note to the right in time, while the bass is slightly left. On top, the drum's waveform is also a small fraction of a second in the future compared to the bass. Now, moving forward through the bass line, we can see that the distance of time span for each note varies in size. On sheet music, these notes would be treated as equal in rhythm. In reality, a human's natural performance is not pixel precise. Also, notice the differences in articulation from note to note, some softer, some sharper. This is due to Charles playing with his fingers instead of a pick. So then, is Charles Berthoud a fake, real, or unreal bass guitarist? Based on this analysis, the mechanized motion of quantized deception has no place in Charles Berthoud's performance. Therefore, Charles Berthoud is a real bass guitarist. Lastly, in this part 1 of the Giacomo Turra Victims Shred collab, we have the funky Kahil Ferraris. Let's take a look and listen. Kahil's guitar is located on the bottom waveform spectrogram. Here we go. Notice that beat 1 of the drums is a small fraction of a second early compared to the bass and guitar. This means the bass and guitar join in the groove slightly behind the beat. Now, look at the guitar rhythm on bottom. Notice the varying time span distances for each note. Again, these notes would be considered equal on paper. In reality, they are played here with minute fluctuations in time. So then, is Kahil Ferraris a fake, real, or unreal guitarist? According to this, there is no mistaking the funky fluctuations of off-grid guitar. Thereby, I declare that Kahil Ferraris is a real guitarist. Keeping the real alive, Kahil. That's 4 down and 5 to go in my guitar analysis of the Giacomo Turra Victims Shred collab, Slapocalypse Reborn. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for part 2 of this collab comparison. Part 2 includes Giacomo Whistleblower, Danny Sapko on bass, as well as Marco Baldi, Ben Romano, Peter Luha, and Mr. Tom Quayle on guitars. Part 2 is bound to be even more revealing. See you next time.